them! We're gonna beat them!
Our streets! Our streets! We fabricate wars and conflicts, lie to destabilize governments, and push people to desperation in order to expand our GDP. Shame! This is not unique to Trump. This is part and parcel of the foundation of the United States government. It's a hard truth to face, but I believe in our ability to sit in uncomfortable feelings. I believe in our ability to examine our values and decide that we are creative enough, that we are compassionate enough to dream of a better way of being.
The Grand Rapids Women's Day protest. People are just starting to march. We're gonna follow, we're gonna ask people questions, and we're gonna keep doing that exact thing. All right, so can you explain your sign to me?
Well, mine is, it says, "Here's to strong women, may we know them, be them, and raise them." We have 2 little girls, so I really love this sign. So we're excited to be here.
And
mine's women's rights are human rights. It seems pretty crazy in 2025 that we even have to have a sign like this.
Keep going, hon. The one our daughter made is the sign that Treetops Collective. It says, "We are the girls and women we've been waiting for."
So how do you feel about everything going on right now? Do you feel financially stable?
No, it's a terrifying time. A lot of chaos. Every day is more chaos. So no, I don't.
So what would you say is your main driver for being out here today?
My children's and grandchildren's and great-grandchildren's futures.
And what do you mean by that? Like, do you fear for their, financial stability?
The sovereignty of the nation.
Sovereignty of the nation.
Yes.
Can you explain that a little bit more to me?
What it means to have a democracy, to be able to vote, to have your voice heard, to not have puppets sitting in office afraid to do what they were hired to do.
So would you be able to explain your sign to me?
It's just reminding men that without women, they are literally nothing. They owe so much to us. Women scientists, teachers, educators, just, women in general.
Hi, so would you be able to explain your sign to me?
I guess it's a famous Eleanor Roosevelt quote that just really illustrates how powerful girls and women can be, and especially when we stand in solidarity with each other, it's very important that we recognize that there is a grit and a depth of ferociousness that can come about when we're tested.
I would say about my sign that all my adult life I have been free to do whatever I wanted, the same as any man, and I'm not going back. I never experienced anything other, and I'm not going back to what my mother had. Forget it. I have another sign too, on the other side. And this one's about the SAVE Act. Are you aware of that one?
Can you explain it to me, please?
Sure. That one is where your driver's license and your birth certificate have to match on last names. And if they don't, you can't vote. And so most married women, have changed their name. Some married men have changed their names, which I'm proud of that. But anyway, you have to change your name back to your maiden name in order to be able to vote. And I'm sure there's going to be lots of stops and slowdowns for that.
Can you explain your sign to me?
Feminism, it's not a radical notion that women are people, it's that we're all equal. We create life, we bring it into the world, we should at least be respected for what it stands for.
And what would you guys say is your main driver for being out here today?
Love your neighbor, love your humans, love your people, and just because you're privileged, you need to stand up for everybody else that isn't. Love your humans, because right now it's being destroyed.
Of course. Would you be able to explain your signs to me?
Is women's rights. My son colored this. Respect our existence or expect resistance.
So would you be able to explain your sign to me?
So it's the idea that if violence against women wasn't political, they would do something about it. And since they're not doing something about it, it means that they have a reason not to, which makes it political.
Unelected officials don't deserve access to our treasury, Social Security, Medicaid, all that crap.
Yeah.
So get the Elon fuck out of here.
Yeah. Do you think there's a gross misuse of power, like people are saying?
Oh, absolutely. Trying to bypass the courts and Congress as much as you can. Everything's done by executive order. That's a cowardice way to govern.
Yeah. And what would you say your main driver for being out here is?
All of it.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
All of it? Do you feel financially stable?
We're okay right now. We're making plans in case we won't be. But
of course.
Yeah, we're okay.
Thank you.
I'm really worried right now also is my Social Security. I'm retired, and if I don't have Social Security after my IRA and my, which is very small, and selling my house, I'll probably last 2 to 4 years. And then we'll be on the streets. And doesn't he think that crime is going to rise when he's getting rid of all these people's jobs and everybody, the threat to Social Security, if that comes through, then doesn't he think that
It's about time you fucking realize.
And how do you feel about the current government being nearly controlled by men?
Pretty shitty, actually. I feel pretty shitty about it. Especially if they're all billionaires or just the upper class, and fuck them. Fuck them.
And on top of that, Elon Musk coming in without being elected.
Maybe he should get deported like he wants to deport everybody else that's an immigrant. Get the fuck out of our government and get the fuck out of our country.
To explain your sign to me, even if it might be a little self-explanatory.
It's pretty self-explanatory. The kind of damage that Musk is doing right now, we totally have to stop this guy. It's just so ridiculous that we've got this billionaire running around deciding what our country is doing and just firing people. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
The other side says stop Trump because, of course, Musk wasn't elected, Musk wasn't appointed, Musk wasn't vetted, he wasn't hired, he's not supposed to be there. So this is the guy that did it.
So would you say that there's a strong misuse of power within our current political
There's a
landscape?
huge misuse of power right now. I was here Trump's first term. I was in this same place trying to stop because there's obvious Russian interference going on here. I mean, if anything, there's a fair bit of evidence that Trump belongs to the Russians, that he's a Russian puppet, for crying out loud. And this is a country that was founded on rule of law, not rule of king, not rule of individual. This country was founded on rule of law. So what is it? It's wrong. It's just wrong, man.
And how do you feel like you're most personally affected with Trump's new initiatives and the incoming trade war that could be going on?
Well, as a citizen of Michigan, we do a good chunk. I think it was maybe around 60% of trade with Canada. So as he's launching trade wars all over the place, I know our prices will go up. I personally work in higher education, and that's a target. So I know that my job isn't as secure as it used to be. So all over the place, it's just chaos.
Yeah, of course. And you guys are young. How do you feel about going into college right now and your financial stability moving forward?
A little bit scared, honestly, just with the financial position that the U.S. is in right now, but I hope that it gets better.
I think it's really important to not be passive about things that bother us and that we should be caring about for the wellness of others.
Of course.
Donald Trump has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Donald Trump has got to go! Hey, hey!
So what could you tell me about your sign?
So this is my depiction of Trump, and he has a Hitler mustache, and it says the Fourth Reich because Nazi Germany called themselves the Third Reich, and Trump's trying to make America into a dictatorship, and we're gonna say hell no, because we're not up for that. Anti-Trump, anti-dictatorship, anti-fascism. That's about it.
So what sort of signs do you think people are seeing already with the, in terms of fascism and things that are like Nazi Germany?
Yeah, he's censoring the news, he's censoring the media, he's just decided to pick whatever media he wants in the Oval Office. He doesn't care about the free speech, doesn't care about the free media. He has decided to put all his oligarch friends in the cabinet, not the best people for the job. He's rolled back on policies that protect Americans. It's all the same signs as Nazi Germany. He's targeting a group of marginalized people, the immigrants, as scapegoats for our economic troubles. That's not the case. Just like Hitler did with the Jewish people, it's not all right. It's the same signs as Nazi Germany, and we gotta stand up and fight back.
And silence didn't work in 1938. I feel like people were very complacent. They thought that it was going to pass over, just like it is happening today. And history should not repeat itself, and we have to remember our history in order to not repeat it. And it's just, it's very important.
And what do you think are some good issues people should be speaking about right now?
People need to speak about the treatment of immigrants. They need to speak about our education, the burning of books that that happened in Germany. The dictator that Hitler was. I mean, we're obviously seeing that today with Trump. So we need to make sure that we are standing together and not putting up with injustices.
Yeah.
And what do you think would be good for kids around to do right now in preparation for this?
Start community work a lot. This kind of stuff will definitely help in the future, because if we can make a stand and voice our opinion, they'll have to change eventually.
Explain, your signs to me. Just, yeah.
Respect existence or expect resistance. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, right? Yeah. Like you're wanting somebody to respect you for who you are. You're not hurting anybody. And if you don't give them equal rights, then you're gonna fucking outrage, right? And it's 2025. We figured this out, guys.
And what do you think are some good ways that average people could fight back, day to day?
Yeah. Just speak out against it. If you see people agreeing with it, just call them out. Join one of these protests. It was so easy. Just come here, stand, cheer with the crowd, read books about it, get educated on the history of fascism. Anything would help.
Yes, I said I marched because someone long ago marched for me. It is no coincidence we are born with all the eggs we will ever have in the world. We are genetically tied to all the women before us. They are looking through our eyes today. And that's why we're here to be together, man and woman, and otherwise all these people are coming together to make this world a better place. Well, for one, just confide in one another as much as you can, find that community and stick with it. If the second we're silent and the second we lose our voice is when all hope is lost. So that's why we are here fighting together, no matter what race we are, no matter what age we are, no matter what political views even here we are all fighting for women today.
I appreciate